The housing bore of the connecting rod, because it's aluminum, will grow so much it loses the crush. I did do one little upgrade, maybe an upgrade. I'm pretty sure it's an upgrade. Whoa! No, these are not steel. I honestly think they are the best wrench I've ever used. You gotta look at how nice all this stuff is. It is like, could not be happier with how everything has run here. I'm gonna be doing a complete teardown analysis on Cletus McFarland's SMX. That's all right, you can see here, we got the engine out of the wagon. Just put it up here because I needed a place to store cotton. Now, let's go over and we're gonna do a whole full diagnosis on the engine out of the wagon. Keep in mind, the wagon just made the fastest pass it's ever made. Felt like a good pass.
Yeah,
Was it a good pass?
pretty good pass.
Oh. Oh, you mother trucker. 416. 416. 184. Bad mope combo. And we won a small, short drag and drive, and we got about 1,000 miles on it. All right, so we are here. It's 10:45 p.m. and we're at our last checkpoint.
No ice cream for us, they're closed. Are you living the dream?
Yes. This is the dream. Stress. A little bit of accomplishment. Stress. A little bit of hope. Stress. The engine is perfect. Everything's been great. Oh, you forgot about the screw that fell in there. You can go back and see that screw from the broken throttle body. That was my fault, broken throttle body. We got videos all about that. I'll show you all the damage now with everything all apart and what was going on there and what we're going to do about it. So let's go over and I'll give you a full diagnosis rundown on the SMX out of the wagon. All right, before we go over there, don't forget, we have 1 week left on your entries to win the Trailblazer. This thing has been awesome, flawless, super cool. 1,000 horsepower at the tire, at the hub. This thing is sweet. And we're gonna be going and racing this at Plates and 28s with Street Race Channel and Old Man's Garage this weekend. So if you're in that neighborhood of Edgewater down by Cincinnati, Ohio, we're gonna be down there supporting the track and supporting the Hoskinsons on their race that they're putting on. And so come on down there, meet us, and do all that kind of stuff. And we have a brand new shirt, a one-off shirt. It's only available until it's gone. I'm not gonna reprint them. We're not gonna redo it. A brand new wagon shirt. Look right here. All right, now let's go over there and start tearing stuff apart. All right, let's go over there and let's see what we got going on. You can see here, oh, Rodler transmissions. Rosler's the best. Got a transmission there for, let's see, that's one of my spare transmissions. That's my 195 gear transmission for the wagon, and a transmission for, another transmission for Sugar Mama / Kyle's Mustang. It's all in one, so they take the same transmission. Things that are coming up that you're gonna see on dynoing real quick. Gen 3 Hemi. The other Gen 3 Hemi is over there. 600 cubic inch, big block Chevy, small block Chevy. That's the small block Ford that Kyle dynoed already with my other son, Tyler. That's Tyler's engine. Then we're going through 3 supercharged LSs here in a row. Different horsepower, actually a little bit different applications on each one. So a Whipple, a Magnuson, and a Pro Charger. That's pretty neat. 3 different boosted ones. So let's come over here and see what we got going on. This is the other Gen 3 Hemi here for Daniel Escamilla. Forgive me if I just pronounced your last name wrong, but that's his Gen 3 Hemi over there, and this one. This one is I think this one is I don't remember if this is the better one or which one is supposed to be better. Both of them are twin turbo deals for him.
That's the backup.
Oh, this is the backup?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is the backup.
yeah.
Okay. Big block Ford Pro Charge. This engine is for John Gardner. This thing has his other engine, so this is a backup engine. His other engine he runs in Top Dragster, and they were just at a race down in NHRA race down in where are they at, Ennis or somewhere like that, down in Dallas area, and that thing is fast, Pro Charged, 500 and gosh, I can't remember how many cubic inches it is. 500 and some odd. 572. What was it?
4750 by 4.25.
Yeah, so yeah, that's around 47. Yeah, you can figure it out the math. I'm not gonna figure it out right now. But that thing goes a single speed transmission in a Top Dragster. So it leaves in high gear and goes out the back door in high gear. And they are index racing, so it goes 610 at 240 mile an hour in one gear. That's pretty neat. All right, so here we are with Wagon parts. I didn't bother showing you us taking it apart, taking it out of the car, but we'll here you're going to see us be putting it all back together. Some things you'll notice here: bearings look like $1 million, a little bit of dirt, but and just from taking it apart. But this has, like I said, this has almost 1,000 miles on it. Probably has about, I think I've gone through one set of tires already, so that is. Oh, and this is, this is all after we hurt this thing down in Sick Week 2020 or Sick Week this year, whatever they consider 2024. Yeah. Okay. Remember, there's a long video on that thing where I made 3 passes on this engine with no oil pump belt, no oil pump at all, and still made 3 passes. So some of the things that we did here, this still has that I think people are interested in seeing. You got to look at how nice all this stuff is. It is like, could not be happier with how everything has run here. This thing's gone 415, 184 mile an hour, something like that, in the 8th. That is a good solid 620 pass, maybe a 16 pass in the quarter. But people are asking about, we'd like to see how that skirt coating's holding up. Nice. Very nice. This is not a piston that the screw hit. I'll show you that here in a minute. Rings look great. Bearings look awesome. That skirt coating really is nice. It's, and it is a self-clearancing skirt. So it's a braidable, I think they call it. Braidable?
Yep.
Yep. A braidable coating. So it self-clearances. Takes up clearance and clearances itself. Very nice. Very happy about that. As you guys remember, and you can see crankshaft, perfect. That's perfect. I'll show you the heads here in a second. Well, you can kind of get a little inside look at what the intake manifold looks like on the inside. This is our billet intake manifold for the SMXs. And the big 65 millimeter camshaft lifters were perfect. They're still all just sealed up in the bag. Rocker arms are perfect. None of this stuff is worn out. Just no problems. It just has been great. So we can see here pistons that had a screw in it. There was 2 things that people were interested in. That one's, I mean, when you look at these pistons, they're just freaking fantastic. I mean, just look at that. That is just nice for something that has run as long as this has and has made as many fast passes as this has. It's just fantastic. Let me find the one that's got the screw in it.
I think it was 7.
7?
Right here.
Oh, right here. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Now, some people had commented, oh, man, you better watch that screw because it hit on the edge of the piston and would pinch that ringland. Nope. Perfect. Because that is 400 thousandths of ringland material on top of that ring. That little screw right there couldn't push through all that stuff. But what we are going to do now is I'll just kind of file that off a little bit better, make sure that it's all nice and smooth, and I'm not going to do anything with it. We are going to put this piston right back in after I smooth that out. real nice. We already did the cylinder head. That's already done. But otherwise, this piston is unhurt, unharmed after running a screw through it. Let's look at some other ones. So I think that was there. This is 5. Nope, that's perfect. This is 3. Nope, that's perfect. 8, maybe? Nope, that's perfect. The one other question that people had, they go, hey, you see that your compression, cranking compression was less on number 6. Now, this is number 6 piston. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why it started. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is number 6 piston. All right. You can see a slightly different color up here, and this piston had gotten a little more heat. That is another thing that you guys really are paying attention. You saw data logs, and because I show everybody everything. So I showed you the data logs, and people picked out that say, hey, your number 6 is different than everybody else. And number 6 had a little bit less cranking compression. Now, what we see in this number 6 is that the connecting rod and bearing are perfectly fine. It's not squished out, so it didn't get into any kind of detonation or any kind of real cylinder problem, but it did get a little more heat in it. And when it got that heat in it, it did collapse the ring. Okay, you see that free gap right there? Let me take this ring off. See that free gap? That's what it's supposed to be. Let me make sure I put this on the right one here. Getting old, can't see the freaking. Is there a chamfer on top of that? Which way is the chamfer? The inside chamfer.
It's on the bottom here.
It's on the bottom?
Yep.
Chamfer goes up, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So put that back on there because I don't even think I'm gonna put it. Well, I might put a new set of rings in it just because I'm gonna put bearings in it. But anyways, that free gap. So this ring, at some point in time, on some pass, had too much temperature in it, and it crushed up the free gap. And when it crushed up that free gap, it didn't cause any oiling. It didn't really cause any problems under big load because the ring expands out. When cylinder pressure fires on top of the piston, here's a little bit of tech for you. When cylinder pressure fires on top of the piston, it forces the ring out, okay, and makes it actually seal. What happens is, now I'll show you that on a different video because we're running out of time. So this got a little more heat, but the ring land is fine. Everything is fine. The piston is fine. No problems with that. Super happy. Everything moves really good. Nice, free, clear. Wasn't oiling. Didn't have any problems. It was just down a little bit on compression, cranking compression, because not running compression, cranking compression because that ring was hurt. So gonna put a ring in there. I've already fixed the tune. It's no big deal. We pick on, it probably had gotten hurt. This is the kind of thing that can happen in one pass. One pass, something is a little off in that cylinder, bang, done. Okay? Now, this isn't the end of the world, obviously, but it's just go ahead and we'll be fixing it now. But otherwise, very happy. This stuff just looks excellent. Just a million freaking bucks. Crankshaft, like I said, cam rockers, all that kind of stuff is good. Oh, I'll show you head gaskets. This is what I'm super happy about. Now, this is at 50 pounds of boost is all we've been running. We have a lot more boost, a lot more power we can put to it, but we got to get the car sorted out first. No sense putting 70 pounds of boost into it until we're going as fast as we can with 50. Okay, until we get bored going with 50 pounds of boost. There's no sense putting 60, no sense putting 70 until we do that. But look at how nicely this head gasket all has sealed up with our SMX hoop, receiver groove. We haven't done anything except just wipe the oil off of this. This isn't like we hit it with Scotch-Brite or something. This is really nice and well sealed. So nicely sealed, I am going to put these same head gaskets on it. because that would be like the same thing as just doing a retort. So that looks awesome. Come on here, look at cylinder heads. The cylinder heads are obviously really good too. We did take out all the valves, ran the springs through the spring dyno, just lap things in, made sure everything is still all sealed up and really nice and tight. Show you the you know, that hole in, or the not the hole. Show you that chamber with the valves out of it, so you can see where we had done some grinding and stuff, or not grinding, lapping. So everything looks really good there. Then you got valves. The stuff is just so god darn nice. All right, now let's go look at the block and see the only one upgrade, something brand new that I am trying out. Alrighty, so here's the block for it. Now remember, this is actually the only one that Bailey got like 3/4 of the way done. So then we had to do some modifications on it because it had a problem. If you recall, go back and see this video because I think you'll think it is really cool about these lifter bushing inserts. We made these things because there was a mistake and they had made the lifter bank angle wrong. Now we're making these blocks in-house now, i.e. right over there in the big machine, and that big machine, 5-axis and the big 4-axis horizontal. But we had done this to save the whole block, and these will come right out. So if I ever destroy a lifter, bore, or lifter, take that bolt out right there, bada bing, bada boom, take it out, put a new one in, bada bing, bada boom, done. No messed up block. And I know that people are saying, oh, that was a great idea. You should put that in all of them. Okay, that adds a lot of cost to do all of them in every block that we do. I'm more than happy to do that if somebody wants me to do that, but it does add, I mean, that adds a couple $1,000 plus to the whole deal. So if you remember that, but the block looks great. I mean, everything's nice. We haven't honed this or done anything yet. It's all dirty still. But I did do one little upgrade. Maybe an upgrade. I'm pretty sure it's an upgrade. Whoa. No, these are not steel. They're not steel caps. Still claim and still stick with, I would rather not use steel caps. And since this has been perfectly fine, the only one we've ever broken a main cap on is Cletus's SMX, which, by the way, come back next Tuesday. Cletus's engine, it's going to be back in the shop. I'm doing a full teardown analysis on it. So when you see the video pop up on Tuesday, immediately go to it, immediately like it, hit a comment. I need to get that thing driven way up in views because their views suck right now. But anyways, I wanted to hard anodize this because the caps were leaving a little bit of metal to metal transfer, and I think it was because they are the same material. That is a benefit of some other things, and in particular probably hard anodizing, which, if we recall, what else has hard anodizing? The big black Hemi. Big black Hemi. With all the hard anodized stuff on this, one of the things that I really notice, and one of the things that you do find on hard anodizing, is that hard anodizing, ironically enough, is exactly the way it sounds. It is hard. Like file hard. It is hard. Well, it's file hard. If you know what file hard means, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, the old big black Hemi here is, it seems like it's a permanent resident here. It's set up shop.
Free rent.
Someday the big black Hemi is going to own everything. It's just going to be here. It's just moving in. It's like a bad relationship. Ex-wife, this thing's going to take me to the cleaners or something. I'm not sure what. It's going to end up with everything. It's just going to be big black Hemi racing engines. How about that? But anyways, this thing's going to go into the boat. And I haven't showed you much of this boat. I'm just going to do it really quickly. This is the boat that it's going into. Boat / jet ski. You can look in there. I'll show you real quick. It's got to fit all in this. I'm not doing all of the fit. Camille is coming to do this. Camille has been here, and Camille's going to have to come back and do the rest of this because this is not my deal. Okay? But we're trying to help for all the stuff that, you know, the time frame and everything. Intercooler right up here. Big water to air intercooler right in the front. Got to build some plumbing and tubing up to it for them. Get everything hooked up. So, I mean, you got the headers are up in here. And this thing is all self-enclosed. The whole engine just sits hidden in here. but it is so tight in here that you have to put the headers on the engine and the whole thing goes down together, assembled, because you can't take the headers off and on while it's in the boat. It is tight. So you can see it's something. When we get as we're putting this thing all in and together, I'll probably have Camille talk about the great big jet pump he has engineered to blah blah such and such, make everything work and perfect. And it's like right over my head, because I honestly, it's a jet pump and it is right out of my purview. I don't care. It's not anything I'm ever really going to do work on again. So I don't know. He knows way more about it. So probably have him show all that kind of stuff and show you a bunch of stuff about the boat and how things work and function. I think you find it interesting. So anyways, now I got everything all set up. Just going to hone the block real quick, get that all ready, and then start assembling. So I'm going to come back in the morning and start assembling. For those of you guys that might not know, that might be a lot of you, might not be. This is a dowel pinned bearing, because a billet aluminum rod will always have a dowel to help locate the bearing. Now, if you want to know something crazy, the reason that dowel is in there, because it has dowel and bearing tanks, right? So what happens with these billet aluminum rods, all billet aluminum rods, it doesn't matter what it is, have these pins in there, that dowel, because the housing bore of the connecting rod, because it's aluminum, will grow so much it loses the crush on the bearing. And if you don't have a dowel pin in an aluminum rod, it would spin the bearing. Now, go back to the bearing video and you'll see a bunch of information about bearings on regular stuff. Now this is a roller thrust bearing. You wanna know how you could leave one of these cars on the two-step for 30 freaking seconds? This. So remember, what's happening when you put a car on a two-step turbo car and it's going, wah, it's building boost. The torque converter is getting pushed out of the transmission this way with charge pressure, and it is forcing the crankshaft forward. And if you don't have something like this, you're very possible to do big time damage. It'll usually knock out a stock thrust bearing, okay? So here, I have already clearanced all this stuff, so obviously all I'm doing is just putting everything back together, so don't freak out that I'm not measuring stuff. I've already measured everything. And this whole thing captures that whole crankshaft and keeps this from moving. Also, you might want to see, these are my AN wrenches. These are American made right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Super wide, added material in the critical spots. So these are machined, not stamped or laser cut out or anything. These are actually full CNC machine pieces, 1/2 inch thick, really super nice. I honestly think they are the best wrench I've ever used. What they are not is they're not like really small so you can get in little particular areas. They're not, because we made them bulky, really nice, tight clearance, so you can get after something and they feel really good. So you could end up getting these things. They're on the merch page. If you need a set of Allen wrenches or wheelie bar wrench, or I got a really cool Zeus tool that's double-sided, flat on one side, 3/16 on the other, goes in your pocket, bing, bing, really nice. You can get something like that for entries to win the Trailblazer. All right, so we're gonna put this thing on pause for just a minute because I totally forgot. And as I was putting it on, I started thinking about it. I have to rebuild that dampener. One thing that you want to do on these dampeners, especially like the Innovator West one, because the way it's designed inside, it actually has like little clutch discs that go inside that absorb it. I haven't had it rebuilt. I noticed that it was leaking oil, which means it's out of oil. So we're gonna have to have that rebuilt. So no sense going any further. I'm gonna finish up the rest of the little stuff and just be able to put the balancer right on it. That's no big deal. But the biggest news is come back Tuesday, because I'm gonna be doing a complete teardown analysis on Cletus McFarland's SMX. That's coming back. Kevin Smith is all done with it in the black Camaro. Because remember, I bought that SMX back from Garrett because I wanted to put it in my Camaro for my wife and son and the whole family, whoever wants to drive it. That's in the immediate family. And anyways, come back Tuesday. I'm going to be tearing apart the SMX out of the mullet. So I'm going to show you everything that's going on. We're going to diagnose it, see what all happened. Make sure you're there Tuesday, 7 p.m. Anyways, like, subscribe, share this to as many friends as you can. I really appreciate it. The more views I get, the better off I am on this deal. So it just helps us and supports the channel. So make sure you share this. Have a great day.